injury reports in college football, that apparently is going to happen, at least a report that we have from CBS. What can you tell us about that? This is semi-breaking news here.
Yes, CBS is reporting that the SEC is moving towards adopting mandatory injury reports in time for the 2024 season. Has not been officially approved, but multiple sources indicated the deals. I'm sorry, guys, I didn't realize my mic was so far away. But multiple sources have indicated that that they are basically kind of adopting an NFL model, and the deals are close to being finalized and will be in place at the start of 2024. This is going to come within 2 weeks. They are following the Big Ten's lead, which instituted a game day availability report during the 2023 season. This is to stop people like Josh Heupel and others employing gamesmanship. Nick Saban openly said last year, we don't want to put ourselves at a disadvantage. He said he respects other people, what the media does. What Nick Saban low-key was saying was, I can't give you guys this stuff if other people aren't going to give you guys this stuff. So
you lost me. Who are the other people? What do you mean by the other people?
He's saying he can't be willing to be honest about injuries if other coaches aren't going to be honest about injuries, because then that puts his team at a disadvantage relative to other coaches. That's what Nick Saban said. So that's why I think teams do this.
The Hemp House, a premier hemp dispensary online with a wide variety, great selection, and strict standards to ensure you only receive the best in CBD or Delta products. Hemp House Chat with 2Ts.com. Hemp House Chat with 2Ts.com. Use the promo code HOOKED for 10% off. Hooked for 10% off. This is going to cause a rub between some athletic directors and coaches, because the reason this is coming about is pretty simple. It's gambling. And ultimately, gambling is driving this. Has anybody noticed that ESPN feels more like a gambling network than it does a sports network? That's
I think they're relying on gambling to save themselves.
They are. That's what they completely are. And the gambling companies, whether that turns into ESPN or not, are actually going to be the content providers very soon. It's going to be, you're going to watch BetUS or whatever channel you watch. So that's going to happen. And the gamblers don't want to be misinformed. Now, you singled out Josh Heupel, and he did this last year with Coop. He did it with Cooper Mays. They knew that Cooper Mays would at best be ready for the Florida game early in the year. I'm talking about midway through preseason camp. That was best case scenario. Then they knew when the season started, he probably would not play against Florida. Now, my question to you, if you're Josh Heupel and the NCAA or SEC is saying you have to give us an injury report that consists of questionable, probable, out, how do you handle the Cooper Mays situation before Florida? Because I don't think I don't think Florida has any right to know that Cooper Mays may not play. So how do you handle it if you're Heupel?
Well, what do you do if the coach is at odds with the player or anything like that on this? Josh Heupel said they anticipate Cooper to go the week of the Florida game. I have no proof on this. I have no evidence on this, and I'm just speaking or spitballing. I always believed, and this is another knock on Josh Heupel from my previous SEC coaching list, his mishandling of injuries. I believed he was trying to force Cooper out there and pressure him to go out there by making that statement, and thought that by pressuring him, he could get out there.
There are some people that believe that to be the case. I have not been told definitively on that or not, but I can tell you that it certainly read that way. Whether he meant to do that or not, or whether he was sending Florida a message that we're going to be pretty close to 100% get ready, I don't know. I mean, I think you say Cooper's going to play either way. If that's your stance, if you think he might even possibly play, you say he's going to play and just let the chips fall where they may. My question is, though, would you list him as questionable, probable, out? I mean, this is going to be, Josh Heupel does not like to. He's as secretive as there is a coach in the SEC. He does not like to give away injury information. I don't think he's going to like this at all.
But Dave, my question is is he secretive because other coaches are secretive? It's like in baseball. You can be against the designated hitter rule, but you're going to use it if somebody else is using it. You have to, right? You can't put yourself at a disadvantage.
Okay, so is he going to lie? Is he just flat out going to lie? And will there be punitive reactions for that? I mean, if you say a guy is doubtful and he goes out there and plays the whole game, are you going to get a financial penalty from the SEC or somebody?
I mean, how does the NFL enforce it?
You got me. I know that. Here's the way I think Josh Heupel will approach it. I think everybody will be questionable, like Bill Belichick. I think if you even have a hangnail, you will be questionable. I don't think anybody's going to be. There may be a few probable guys, but everybody's going to be questionable. If you go back and look, that is exactly what Bill Belichick did. Tom Brady was questionable like every game for 8 years. I mean, he was going to play, Caleb. So
that is true. That is true.
I think that's how Josh Heupel will handle it.
I could see that.
I like that because that's not lying. Questionable, yeah, he could trip off the bus and then he doesn't play. So I'm okay with it because that's not lying, because I don't like lying.
But I don't like what Josh Heupel does either as a media member. And the reason the Big Ten did this, first, let's call it what it is. We have to show a little bit of appreciation for the fact that, Dave, you and I are journalists. Big Ten schools, many of them are journalism-centric schools, right? I mean, heavily so. I feel like there's a lot more respect for the work that reporters do in the Big Ten than there is in the SEC. A lot of times, I mean, we know this straight up out and out. There are some SEC programs where newspapers required you to be the mouthpiece for the program more than actually cover them. Not Knoxville, but it's
agreed. Are you saying that Tennessee's media will play along with the if he calls everybody questionable? Will they play along? Will they say yes, he's questionable, or will they report no, I saw him on crutches on Thursday, so he's not going to play?
I think many in Knoxville questioned the whole Cooper Mays dichotomy against Florida last year. Now, I don't know how much to a degree. I have a feeling, Dave, if you were still the beat reporter for Tennessee, you would have been questioning that a lot more.
Maybe a little bit.
And maybe have gotten yourself suspended.
Maybe not suspended. That was a long time ago. I'm a different day.
Yeah, but I
still say I got employee of the month that month.
There you go. Like, how many guys on the message board? How many people do you guys know that cover any, not Tennessee, that cover any team that are as hard on that decision as we are last year? We're very suspicious of it. The whole Heupel saying Cooper Mays needs to play, and then Cooper Mays doesn't play. And I felt that I've said from the start, I feel like Josh Heupel mishandled that injury dating back to spring, and he doesn't want to admit it. And
right. Well, but everybody makes mistakes. They should have had the surgery earlier in the season. I mean, not the season, the off season.
Put it this way, Knoxville, you wouldn't have gotten the Butch Jones Shy Tuttle rant in many other places in the SEC because nobody would have actually had the guts to ask the question.
Agreed.